Hi, this is Michael Smalley for Looplane.com, and today I'm just answering a question from one of the users submitted at Looplane.com. And in essence, this wife is in a really bad spot because her husband's family treats her brutally. And I don't mean abusive and punching her, but it sounds pretty close to emotional abuse. But if at minimum, they are really mean and very disrespectful to her. And she said over the last year that's gotten even worse. And so she doesn't know what to do because it's her husband's family. Well, they give you just a couple of pointers. Okay, and this is for anybody who's dealing with difficult in-laws. First and foremost, know that your spouse needs to be your number one supporter. And so all you spouses out there watching this video whose family is treating your mate poorly, you got to understand, you either defend your spouse because that is the most important person to you on earth, or your marriage is going to suffer. It's not real complicated. And it's your family, which is your relationship, and they're going to be able to receive a confrontation from you far better than they ever will your spouse. And so for those of you getting hurt by in-laws, really share with your spouse what's happening, how that makes you feel, and then count on your spouse to back you up. Now, here's the trick. If they don't want to back you up, and they're not sort of doing what they're supposed to do, which is to support you and to challenge and to put boundaries around their own family, then you need to understand that it is perfectly acceptable. When people don't treat you well, you have every right to set up a boundary. And in essence, what a healthy boundary looks like is that you can say, look, hey, I don't really like how I'm treated. I don't really appreciate the things that are said to me. And so I'm not going to be able to come to these family functions. A healthy boundary, though, is not cutting off a relationship. A healthy boundary is being open to the other person or people changing. And so what I want to encourage you is don't just cut them off. Put up the boundary and tell your spouse, look, if you can't back me up on this, then you're going alone to Thanksgiving. Or we're going to have to start alternating Thanksgivings, alternating Christmases, so that I can at least have chances to be around my family. But then be open to his and to the in-laws changing. And so if they're willing to get help, if they're willing to sit down with you, if they're willing to repair, if they're willing to seek forgiveness, then you can restore the relationship. But if they're not, then yeah, you're going to have a pretty disconnected, distant, shallow relationship, but that's not your fault, because it is never acceptable to allow people to treat you poorly.